What's up, YouTube? So there's been some questions come up on my channel here about my the concrete I laid, or they laid. A few things here. Let me get started. I was asked if I put this at a slight slant, or if I should have put a drain in it. Well, A, I don't get enough rain here to have to really worry about that. B, I had a burnt black finish put on it, so after I get the building up, I will scrub the floors, get the calcium off, and seal it. And it'll be like an ice skating rink. Literally, it'll be very slick. So if it gets wet, it's real slippery. I know, yeah, that can be dangerous, but that's how my dad's shop was, and that's how I want my shop, and I never had any problem there. I said that there was a slight slope in the pad, or a slight slope put to it. Let me show you what I was talking about. Right here. If you look right here, it's sloped down just a little bit. Now, I don't know if that was answering the question properly, but it's where's it at? Let me back up my finger. On the edge, it drops down 1/4 of an inch. Out here at the edge is a 1/2 inch. So that's what I mean by slight slope. This is as level as it can be. It was done with like a, forget the name of the tool. It's done through with a satellite. Greg Porter will know what I'm talking about. So the pad itself, the working surface, is as flat as they could absolutely make it. I will have no problems with any of that. And you know, it's gray now, but let me find somewhere that it's got rubbed off a little bit. Right here, you can see it's kind of a black color. When this is all scrubbed off and washed, it'll be black. And like I said, it's some people call it a burnt finish. In the northwest, where I'm from, my brother's a contractor. He calls it a burnt black finish, and it's just from running the trowel over and over and over and over on it. So once this is sealed, you know, this is smooth, very, very, very smooth. Over in this area, this is the corner with the handprints. There's a couple little divots where his knees were when they were out working it so late. They're as smooth as can be unless I put water on the pad and then let the water dry off, and then you can see them. And they're just ever so slight. So since I talked to you last, the pad's been cut. They put a cut line over here, well, one down the center, and one here off this door, well, kind of through, you know, and one here. They cut it into 6 pieces. So I've got 1 slab, 2 slab, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, then I dug out all the mud. Well, not all of it. I dug out a wheelbarrow full of mud, and then this end I dug down about, I don't know, 2 inches, and I brought in a yard of rock for the walkway. Well, there's between here, I'll show you up here, and there, there's the yard of rock, and that just helps clean it up. It looks nicer. In this area right here this summer, I had sod back here, just, I'll clean this edge back up and put another layer of sod, just one row of sod right there, right down the edge, and that way the dogs will have an area, because there'll be a gate coming across right here, so the dogs won't be able to get into the regular side yard over there, so the kids can play over there and not have any issue with dog poop, and that. The building should be here at the end of, today's the 16th, Wednesday, January 16th, 2013. The building will be here next week. Let's see. He said between Wednesday and Friday, perhaps. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna get another yard of rock. I dumped all the excess dirt I was using along this edge here to build it up. But what I'm gonna do is remove the panels along this edge, level that out, go get another yard of rock and dump it from the door entrance stem, out, so it's nice and level and smooth. And then the guy or the company bringing my building, they have a one of those forklifts that carry on the back of their truck, and they unload the building with it, so they will be able to bring the pieces and parts and stack them all up here on the pad. And I'll get some, I don't know why it keeps, and I'll get some 2x4s this weekend, so that everything's stacked on 2x4s to help spread the weight, and just so the metal ain't laying directly on the concrete. It's totally cured. It is still cold out, but we're about 2 weeks out off from the pour now, so by the time the building gets here, it'll have almost a month of cure time, about 3.5 weeks. So it should be cured plenty to set the parts and pieces and beams and all that spread out through the pad, and then also there is a footing, and you can see it in the video. There's a 12 by 12 footing with rebar in it, and then the slab, it was poured monolithic. So anyway, that's what I meant about the slight slope. So I don't guess I answered the question properly, because it sounded like, and I even went back and read it, it sounds like I said my pad was like this, and it's not. It's absolutely flat, absolutely level. Right here at the door there's a slight slope for rain shed. Not that we get it here, we get a few inches. The day I had this poured was a Tuesday. The temperature dropped, and you've seen that on the video. This corner back here where the lawnmower was, just didn't want to set because it don't get any morning, afternoon, or night light right there. It's just the way the sun travels. So the next morning when they came back, it had dropped so much the temperature, they were able to put their power float back out on and use their misting bottles, water bottles, and run their power float on this for a couple hours and in that corner and get me the finish I want. Then they covered it back up later that afternoon, and that night we got almost 5 inches of rain. That's the most rain that has fallen here since I've lived here in one single day. And I was for sure my pad was going to be ruined. The next day, that would have been Thursday. So Wednesday they poured it. Tuesday they ran the power float again. It rained that night. Thursday they showed up, lifted the big tarps and the thick tarps off, and there were no problems. So I was very, very happy, very happy. I was truly scared that my pad was wrecked. You know, of all times to get snow, it's got to do it when when I drop a few $1,000s for cement. I was truly worried. Another person mentioned that they used heated blankets, and my brother, he uses those once in a while also. He's a ground up contractor, more in the remodel side than the build up side, but that's where his roots are from, the build up side. Learning with my dad. He had mentioned when the temperature dropped, I hope they get the blankets on and or put hay over the top of the tarps, you know, to keep it warm. And they used, I don't know if they're considered, they were, the first layer down was a real thick, heavy, kind of like tarp material, but it was real, you know, not that thick. It was much thicker, you know, maybe the thickness of a piece of material, or a little thicker. And then over the top of that, they just put regular tarps. So I don't know if those were like concrete blankets or if they were like the tarps that a soft side semi would use on their trailer, you know, I don't know. But that's what they put over it. So anyway, I told you guys I'd get a video up after it was all done and cured and the forms were off and it was starting to get cleaned up. But that's it. I hope it answers the questions. Now, if there's ever a spill in my shop, once I scrub this floor and put the sealer down, like I said, it'll be like an ice skating rink in there. It'll be just slick, nice and shiny slick. I don't have to worry about that soaking in. It'll wipe right up. The pores are brought together real tight when you burn the finish. It's not porous as if I would have, you know, like a sidewalk or the entryway right here is not a burnt finish. That's just a smooth finish. And you can see the difference from the black right there to there. That's a smooth finish, that's a burnt finish. I can use a big push squeegee to either push the problem out or throw some cat litter on it, soak it up, sweep it up, and throw it away. I won't have a problem that way. So, and here, if you look, you can see the slope I'm talking about. You know, not very big, and it's where the garage door's at. So, hopefully that answers your questions, and or concerns or whatever anybody had with it. I was pretty rehearsed on what I was going to do and how I wanted it done because of my brother. He was going to try to get down here, but he just couldn't. So I had him on the phone a lot during this process to make sure things were going right, make sure that the guys that were doing the job were doing it properly, and that I knew all the lingo and this and that, so that they would know I kind of knew what I was talking about. So this edge here is a drip edge. The panels will come down on that edge right there on the lower edge. So if there's rain, it won't, you know, be sitting on the, it won't be sitting on the pad itself, it'll be sitting on that edge. So the panels come down to there, which is nice. So I've seen several shops that the panels come down on just onto the pad, and you know, the water wicks right into the pad, and it's terrible. So this edge, you can see, goes all the way around the whole shop. Let's see here, all the way down. Yep. So I got a little to clean up over here. You can see the wind's been blowing, blew the lift in the trampoline. I need to get some stuff there, but all the way around are those on the shop for the panels. So anyhow, that's what it is. Thank you for watching. Hope it clears up some confusion in that. Oh, and one other thing, these bolts, the center here, these bolts and those bolts, and I think I've said this in another video, this is where the main beam of the shop's gonna go. And these are 3/4 inch bolts, and they're about 18 inches long, or 18, 20 inches long. There's a 24 by 24 by 24 inches deep square dug here with and you've seen it in the video, and these bolts go way down deep, and these are a little bit smaller bolt than those. So anyhow, like I said, thanks for watching. Hope it clears up some of the questions or concerns, and I don't know, I'll get you turned back on maybe after I put some gravel out down here, or get the video camera out while I'm doing it. Definitely have the video out when the building arrives. So thanks for watching, take care, and have a nice day, guys.